Alright, we're good. We're good now, I think. Sorry, folks, for that slight delay.
Of course, he was dead. Clean, one shot, a professional job. I began to look for clues.
I don't know if there was an update for OBS or whatever messed up my settings, but my apologies. I had no reason to believe that day would be changed.
I couldn't get playback on one of the cameras, and it looked like the disc was missing. Someone in this building was trying to keep things low-key. But then why had everyone else come driving through the goddamn wall? Fabiana. The man who employed me was dead. His wife was still out there. Maybe she could be saved. Maybe some good would... Picking the photo from the broken fragments, something caught my eye. Figures. Only blind luck it meant the blast wasn't fatal. If I'd been out for any longer, the smoke would have gotten me. Immolated, I was gonna get crushed to death. Look at me. I've been contracted to protect two people. One was being held in some hole. The other was sitting at his desk with a bullet in his head. And the company that had its logo on my paycheck was melting on top of my head.
All the narration.
There's no way one bomb could have done all this, unless the place was made of gasoline. This whole joint must have been rigged. The kid hadn't made it. Fuck. I had to make this corpse-looting coward pay. Getting his gun was more than just expediency. No one would be rebooting his system. Poor bastard.
Try that again. Oh, wow. Why am I sucking so bad at this? Yeah, okay, we get it.
Rodrigo or not, Fabricas Bronco is falling apart quite literally.
Oh. Oh, he was dead.
Despite his manners, I'd done him a favor. This didn't look like a room where Rodrigo closed multi-million-dollar deals. It looked like a fiery hellhole.
What a shot. What I get for not playing this game for a whole month. I'm just terrible at it.
The last bunch of guys who tried to kill me might have had an idea. Go, Max, move.
No. Oh. Fun.
So much for a lazy Sunday afternoon. My next trick would be a high wire act with a fiery pit for a safety net. It was nice that no one was shooting at me for a change, but I'd take a shot in the head over a slow roast on a spit any day of the goddamn week. Someone up ahead was hurt pretty bad. If he didn't die before I got to him, I might get some answers.
Oh, that's how my back feels right now.
Hey! Why?
I actually woke up with like a weird cramp in my leg. I did a bunch of walking stuff today. It's not bothering me too much, but I can still feel
Why
it.
did you come to kill Rodrigo Bronco?
Came to kill you because of what you did to us. You killed so many of us.
What reason did this poor bastard have to lie?
Huh.
He would be dead from shock or loss of blood in half an hour, even if I didn't leave him there to burn.
Where's Fabiana?
What?
Fabiana Bronco, where is she?
La Comando Sombra got her. Up the hill.
Then it was up the hill for me, I guess, where the gang held sway.
Yeah, his leg.
I had to try to figure out who was using these angry paramilitary clowns as some kind of front to kill Rodrigo.
I'm drinking Brazilian coffee. That'd be perfect. I'm not. I made that up. Gotta drink that Kong whiskey.
I was a mess.
General Kitty's favorite.
Rodrigo Bronco was dead. Fabiana was held hostage. I had no idea who was behind any of this. I felt like a fool. I was a sweaty, gray-haired mess. This place...
We need
well,
more old, gruff,
this
pissed
place
off
was
old
gonna
men
kill
in video
me,
games.
too.
I'm
I
digging
can see
it.
that now. I decided that I was gonna die sober, not drunk.
Oh.
At least then I would see who shot me.
Oh man. Not gonna be a drunk anymore. This
It
the
was
whole
time
title
to
for the
take
stream
back
ruined.
control from
Ruined.
whoever was out to get me. And if I didn't flush them out, at least my midlife crisis would confuse them enough so they did something stupid. It was the only hope I had. I knew I wasn't thinking straight. I'd been drinking and popping painkillers for years. I had a liver like a French goose and skin like red leather.
Love the analogies. Oh, we're gonna get bald Max Payne. It's about time.
Well, it wasn't perfect. In fact, it wasn't much good at all, but it was gonna have to do. At least I was
That's the
facing
same
the
thing
right
I say
direction.
sometimes when I'm making a model. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do. I kid.
Hello.
Hello, Victor.
Max? Max, you're alive?
Of course I'm alive.
We did not know this. We are lost, Max. Our brother was everything to us.
I understand. Listen, I'm sorry about your loss. Both of you. Rodrigo was a good man. I failed him. But I was tricked.
What happened, Max?
I don't know. Some guys from the Crush of Prado came into the building downstairs, so while me and the security guard were dealing with them, an assassin must have come in and executed your brother. At least that's how I think it happened.
No, you killed him, Boha. You killed my brother.
What are you talking about? I understand you're upset, but please, why the hell would I do that?
To get his money, to take his money.
How am I getting his money, Marcelo? Please, think. I worked my ass off for your family. I saved your life twice, or more. Right now, I'm going to get Fabiana.
Where is she? Where is Fabiana, eh?
She's in a place called Nova Esperanza.
How do you know this, Max?
One of the Crotch of Prado told me just before he died.
Please, bring our sister-in-law back to us, Max. Our family is being torn apart.
Oh yeah. Aviators complete the ensemble.
So I guess I was finally about to go and experience the other side of Sao Paulo firsthand. The bit people try to ignore. The unpleasant memory they try to obliterate with cocktails and helicopters and parties and lines of blow, like rich fools the world over. I was a day off the sauce for the first time in years and knew I was due a hangover sent direct from Mother Nature.
Parece crack, crack, mas é só insegurança. Fui nessa capece, os bico cansa. Estressa, é claro, cansa. Whisky neon, pouca luz, ela dança. Aí, tô eu e meus demônios como sempre. Os de sempre, cigarro, uma da frente, sem fé. Tudo que fala mente. Fundo do poço, osso, dono da docente. Amor, busquei tipo samba.
I had no idea where the hell I was gonna go, so I decided to head straight for the street party that seemed to be raging. Either that or some
they got
other
a lot
fool
of garbage
had gotten there
in the
before me and now was being
Like,
ritually sacrificed.
for like a scene breakdown,
I've
like
had
all the
better
stuff in here
ideas,
is just
but then I've also had worse ones.
really well
like
placed.
accepting this job in the first
really digging
place.
it.
E aí, gringo?
Get lost, kid.
Eu me amarro nos States. Você precisa de ajuda, senhor?
Speak English?
Aham, falo sim, sem problema.
Need to know if you ever seen this girl, Fabiana. Come here for a second. Look at her.
I know lots of girls. Sexy. Come on, come on. This way.
Where are you going? Wait a minute. Down there?
É isso.
Jesus.
This way, come on.
I have a bad feeling about this.
At least I had found myself a tour guide. The way I see it, there's two types of people. Those who spend their lives trying to build a future, and those who spend their lives trying to rebuild the past. For too long, I've been stuck in between. Hidden in the dark. What was I really doing?
I'm gonna try something here. Try to get a little bit better video quality here. Hopefully. Maybe not.
Walking in there with my bad haircut and ridiculous shirt. Was I there to make something right? Self, grasping at some desperate delusion of control. Maybe the two went hand in hand more than I cared to admit.
Come on, gringo, let's go. Vai embora, sai daqui. Vamos, vamos. A gente não tá no zoológico. Polícia, show you.
Max Payne, don't run.
Eu vim devolver o seu sorriso favela. Leve e solta pra cantar. Nunca esquecer como sua paz é bela. Vai força, vai.
I had stumbled into some kind of street party. This was the kind of reality Americans paid top dollar to see. Slums had become tourist attractions, places where yuppies could gawk at the endless spirit of the poor from the inside of their bulletproof buses. I felt dumb and exposed. I missed the booze. Not that it mattered, sober or drunk, I was hardly undercover. I stood out in this place like a streetwalker in a monastery.
Continua andando, caralho! Que porra é essa que você tá fazendo aqui? Como que você sai entrando aqui assim? Anda, anda, vai pra lá!
What do you need, guys? What do you
O que
need?
você tá fazendo aqui? Eu tô te perguntando! Eu te chamei aqui, porra!
Easy, pal, easy.
Ah, então, você é americano de merda!
Look, I didn't mean any offense.
Me dá só uma razão pra eu não te matar, seu americano burro!
Desculpa, amigo, por favor.
Passa tudo que você tem, viado! Pega o dinheiro dele, pega o dinheiro dele! Ah, relojão, hein? Passa aqui. Dá logo! Dá logo! Filho da puta! Valeu, mano! Bem-vindo à favela Nova Esperança! Agora não, agora não!
All things considered, I was gonna have to look on this as a good outcome. I was deep in gang territory. These kids were raised hating clowns like me. Middle-income ass-kickers who protected the rich by shooting kids like them.
Ugh.
First day off the
Nasty ass
sauce,
water.
and somehow I'd still ended up in the gutter.
Eu não sei o que vamos fazer.
I think it's actually kind of funny. It won't let me. Actually, won't let me run right now.
If there was one thing I'd learned since I've been here, it was that Brazilians came out of the womb kicking a ball. And for kids like these, was their one legal chance at a ticket out of here.
Pô, que isso, é a coisa mais simples. Vai lá, mostra pra ele. Você escolhe um dos...
Desculpa, olá. Fala inglês. I'm a little lost. Perdido? Onde estou?
Tá no lugar errado, rapá.
No comprende. I need a phone, a telephone.
Bora.
Publico.
A gente não é centro de informação turística, não.
Well, they weren't gonna help me. And who could blame them? I was a dumb American in a place where dumb Americans were less popular than the clap. If I was gonna find my way out of this mess, I was on my own. It looked like there was a bar up ahead. The irony was not lost on me. I figured sobriety was no use to me dead.
Passa baseado. Ih, não é tua vez não, passa aí, meu. Aí, tem visto a irmã do Wilson, mano? O que esse cara quer? Aí, bela camisa, hein? Tu perdeu o fusão, amigo.
Hey, are you lost?
In more ways than I could possibly explain.
I know you. At the disco, with the gun.
The cop dude?
Yeah, you had hair back then and better clothes. Anders Dudling from Steele, North Dakota. Why on earth are you...
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Huh.
looking for someone. What are you doing
Brought
here?
it back.
We
Nice.
came to help the cause. See, after I retired, my wife, she said I had to do something. And well, you know, I always loved kids, so I got involved in Angels of the Hill. Oh, it's a great cause, and they're really great folk. And, well, now we come down twice a year to help inoculate the children of the favelas. Yeah, oh, it's wonderful giving back. Whole family does it. In fact, my little girl's coming in a couple of days.
Aren't you afraid?
Ah, I was a cop for 25 years. And granted, Steele ain't San Paulo, but, you know, I seen things. And people are the same everywhere. Good, bad, and different.
Listen, have you heard anything about a woman, about 28, rich? She was kidnapped. I heard she was being held around here.
No?
All right, well, good luck.
All right, you too. You look like you need it. I gotta get back at it. Hey, I'll say a prayer for you.
Oh, North Dakota.
Another life
I
lesson I
can't do
didn't
it.
want.
Ô, sai de cima de mim, meu, ô. Maluco,
Whoa, hey-oh. You might get flagged.
I hoped this classy-looking establishment would have a phone so I could call Passos. Either that or a gun so I could shoot myself and save these kids the bother.
Hey, that telephone?
Telefone, vai lá no fundo, ó. Segue em frente.
When you're stuck in a foreign country and you don't know the words for reverse charges, and you're in some lonely skin joint in the middle of some poor slum, having just had every last cent robbed from you, and you call yourself a bodyguard, then you know you're a loser.
Hey, Matt. Can I buy you a beer?
Do I know you?
I don't think so.
Look, if you're gonna shoot me, make it quick, I'm a little busy.
If I was going to shoot you, I wouldn't waste a beer.
Wait, come on. I'm trying to dry out a bit, so just a soda, please.
Sure. Why don't you go sit down?
Guaraná pra ele, chopp pra mim. Bem gelado.
Well, if we do, oh well.
Interesting haircut, by the way. Meant to tell you that.
Yeah, well,
Wilson da Silva. Very good to meet you.
nice to meet you, I think.
Although you'll forgive me if I promise never to employ you as my bodyguard. You did a great job watching after Rodrigo Bronco.
Fuck you.
You were set up.
Bet your ass I was.
Now, let me ask you something. Have you ever seen this guy? Serrano.
Yep. He's a real sweetheart.
Yeah, you sure put his gang out of business. But don't worry, those guys,
If you pay attention to his
they're
face,
small fry.
when you have the texture in, but then they have like
This
an
is the guy
extra
I'm interested
mesh going over the beard with
Neves.
texture in it to kind of give it that little bit of 3D
This
effect
is his little buddy
to
here,
his beard.
Milo Hegel. They work for this vigilante group, Crasha Preto.
Yeah, I
It's
know
a
him.
classic trick.
They're very popular with right-wing politicians, like Victor Bronco. Now, you see, many years ago, he helped clear some villages on a bit of land Rodrigo Bronco wanted to develop.
Rodrigo Bronco.
Yes, he did some very bad things. Anyway, have you ever seen this guy?
Maybe at the stadium.
I knew you were involved in that business. You know, I
One of
wanted
the first
to
games I know that
investigate
did that, it
but
kind of
I got an order
revolutionized
to
that
blame it on some
technique
local
was
street kids instead.
Shadow
Tell
of
me,
the
what happened?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Nothing. We simply went to hand over some cash to this guy's clowns for a
It's gotten a lot better since
ransom
then, but-
exchange. When this guy's clowns jumped us and they
I
shot
mean, this
everybody.
game's already
Apart
about
from
5,
you
6
and your
years
boy
old.
Passos.
So,
That's right. We had to shoot our way out of there.
even
They let
over.
you go. It's okay, it's a little weird right now. But I know that Victor Bronco is involved in all this. I just don't know how or why. And I know that the UFE are involved in all this as well, but I just don't know how or why. And you know what's gonna happen? The moment is gonna come along when I put all these pieces together, and at that moment, someone is gonna come along and put a bullet in my head. Anyway, listen. I think you might want this.
Thank you. I'll need it.
And if it's Fabiana Bronco you've come looking for, I think she's up the hill.
So why don't you just go get her?
I don't know. I'm a cop. I mean, I'll fight corruption. I'll stand up to the rich and dumb, but if I go up that hill right now, I'll be dead in 3 minutes or less. Maybe you too, Max. You're in the jungle now.
So it appears.
If you survive the next hour, let's speak. You help me. And I'm gonna do what I can to help you. Good luck.
I didn't know what to make of what this guy had just told me. What was true and what was just someone else's convenient bullshit. Then some less than friendly locals came in and found me in the wrong mood to party.
Oh boy.
Olha quem tá aí. E aí, gringo? O que você tá fazendo aí?
No comprende. Leave me alone.
Você tem alguma coisa pra mim?
This
Do you
isn't
got
gonna go
something
well.
for me?
For you? Tell you what I got. I got a gun, and if anybody thinks they're gonna take it from me, they'd be dead wrong.
Ow. Ow. Let's see if I can just shoot the guy through him. Nope. Here, buddy. You know what? I'm taking that. Come on, buddy. No, you're forget what button it is.
No shooting! Por favor, amigo!
No shooting.
Relax, soldier.
No shooting.
You're American? Oh, jeez, buddy. Am I glad to see you? Oh, fuck me. I've been coming to this shithole town for the last 5 years. It's like a fucking insane asylum. But it's got the cheapest pussy in the world. Fuck me. I mean,
You're in a cat house in the
That
slum,
guy.
pal, doing who knows what.
I'm a businessman, bro. And they were fully legal in this country. I think. and I know how to tip, all right? It ain't my fault, man. It ain't my fault. Don't judge me, all right?
Not gonna lie, that is a
Have a nice
beautifully
day.
modeled and textured gun, even to today's standards. Actually, most of this game to today's standards is still a good looking game.
Jesus.
A
What
couple,
a fucking creep.
couple things in like materials and stuff, but
It was
otherwise,
Monday
the lighting
afternoon, and
have
I'd already
gotten
been
better,
thrown
but-
out of a party, gone to a strip club, and got into a bar fight. This latest midlife crisis was certainly ticking all the boxes.
I drink all my coffee. If you haven't noticed.
É o gringo.
Não sei.
Tô vendo porra nenhuma. A gente desce ou não? Foda-se. Isso aí.
No one thinks to like, kind of lean a little bit further over. No. They never do in like games and TV shows. It's very rare.
The fireworks display was clearly in my honor, making sure everyone knew to roll out the red carpet for their surprise guest. I was walking into another not-so-welcome party. These hoods didn't look like Commando Sombra. Not that I was gonna get picky. This was clearly their turf, and I'd just shot up their favorite skin joint.
Yeah, I'm still on me. No idea where I'm going. Maybe this one. Oh shit.
Vou deixar seu corpo pros ratos.
Wire, seriously, the thing protecting me? That's some good shooting. Alright. Everyone, sorry about this. I have to go take care of the dog. His orneriness is Let's do it. Cloth physics. Just one thing you need to know about Joe. Joe loves cloth physics. I mean, look at that. Okay. Like currently, like
fast.
2,
turkey
maybe
was
3
messing
buildings
with
that
me, like
we're
I was
working on
looking
right
through
now. I'm
another
trying to
man's
get
eyes.
cloth physics
I
working
needed to
properly in
focus.
our game.
I could hear a woman screaming. I thought I'd found Fabiana, but instead I'd stumbled across some testosterone fest. A bunch of young punks with guns killing time the only way they knew how. Nova Esperanza wasn't exactly a dinner and movie kind of place. I
Nova
recognized the hoods
Esperanza,
who
it
jumped
means
me
New Hope.
earlier. I was trying to decide whether
Yeah,
to
it's my favorite
crash
Star
this
Wars.
party or turn back.
It's not.
When my natural grace and finesse made the decision for me.
Everyone hates me. Probably gonna hate me because I normally say Revenge of the Sith. Maybe Empire. One, two. I go back and forth. Damn, Max. What the hell? What? Where's my AK? Well, I guess I'm taking that from him. That works. Okay. Ooh, mini, I will take that. Oh, shit. I deserve that. That was dumb of me. Nope. Give me that. You're around here, right? Okay. What? How? Hmm. Do that all over again. Trying not to die. Oh, I was thinking there's no way that that guy's gonna pop out before that guy does. You know what? I don't want that thing because it's actually the scope. I think is more of a hindrance. Come on. Come on. Ah. Dude, stay down. Like, don't get back up. I'm gonna shoot you. That guy's still shooting. Alright. Oh crap. That works. Jeez. Also, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember how to use painkillers. Oh my god, really? The autosave in this is really bad. That's a pet peeve of mine. I really hate having to do the same stuff, especially something lengthy for over and over again. Also, I don't think I can save in this though. Just die, dude. Jeez. Yeah. Dumbass. I'm probably gonna die here in like 2 seconds. So. That's one way to do it. Oh, leaking out. It's almost as bad as Dustin Rhodes at Double or Nothing.
One vice at a time.
Alright,
Fabiano's
Tab.
value was falling by the
That's
second.
it.
I had to get to Serrano before he dumped his stock.
Uh-oh. Oh, what the hell?
These bastards look different. Tougher, more capable. They didn't look like Serrano's boys, but I could tell I was moving up the food chain. I hoped Fabiana wasn't going to be served up come feeding time. There was no need to announce my arrival in that part of town. I'd drawn more than enough attention already.
Tá faltando uma loira de gelado. Você falou que ia buscar, pô. Pô, eu falei que vai ser otário aqui 3 vezes, aí até agora nada. Vai tomando seu cu, rapaz. Vai buscar cerveja sempre. Que porra que estão fazendo lá embaixo? Sei lá, os malandros matariam sua mãe por uma torta de maconha.
Should have shot him before that. Oh well. That felt good. That's some grass.
Giovanna, charity worker and socialite. Work with the poor and play with the rich. You try to live in 2 worlds. Eventually, you're gonna get your life ripped apart.
Sorry, I just had to try it. Oh! Uzi. It's becoming one of my favorite weapons in video games recently. Thank you, PUBG, for making me realize that, because it is one of the best weapons in that. Just rip right through people.
Você tá morto, porra! Vou te matar!
Nope, nothing. Get that leg pain. Wow. No, nothing. And long fall. Slow mo at the wrong time. Just getting to be a little stupid right now. But, oh well. It worked. Probably saw something. Sunrise, motherfucker. That was cool. I mean, a lot of times, you know, video games are just about those moments.
I'd have felt worse taking someone's medication if everybody in that place hadn't been trying to kill me. Passos had told me about this stuff. Oxidado. They called it rust, packed full of healthy ingredients like quicklime and kerosene, cheaper, stronger, and deadlier than crack. Easily marketed to the poor and desperate. All in all, a fine, honorable way to earn a living. I couldn't find any clues in this place, so I decided to do my bit for the drugs trade.
Oh, we're gonna blow it up. Come on, man. Oops.
That much security, it had to be Serrano's pad. Since I was in the neighborhood, I figured he wouldn't mind if I dropped in and thanked him personally for his hospitality. It wasn't like he wasn't expecting me.
Yeah, thing is, I was thinking the whole time, like, Max, why did you even go behind there? Like, I didn't have any control over him. Like, that's where they're throwing it, man. Oh crap. There's something that's bugging me here. No, not display. Did I do that right? Crap. I'm trying not to die. First shot. Boom, lands it. Hold on. Make sure I'm limbered up here. Got some liquid. And that's everyone? Seriously, Uzi for the win. Oh, I'm up to 300 headshots. It feels good. Oh no! I think Max Payne is like superhuman when it comes to his shot accuracy. He will be a god among men. That's a reference to another game of bullet time. What is going on? Why is my frame rate all of a sudden crappy? I don't get it. Ah, man, what is up with streaming today? Like, I'm looking and it makes no sense why I'm dropping frames. Alright, let's turn... it might... I accidentally hit the wrong button. It might have to do with the VSync thing, and it's just how OBS works, but... this game is, like, not the best optimized, I've noticed. It is very up and down and all around.
As I
was trying to make
approached the spot,
as
I could
smooth
hear
an
his
experience
voices.
for you as possible. But
Then I saw that Marcello had turned up with a suitcase full of money along with Fabiano's sister, Giovanna. I only understood a little, but things were not going well. I wasn't expecting quite so many armed goons, but there was no backing out now. I would just have to act harder than I felt.
Put the guns down!
Good job, Max Payne.
No one needs to die, asshole. Don't you kill her! Don't you!
Okay.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't see that coming. Then again, like, story-wise, I always like it when the bad guy just is like, yeah, I'm gonna be the bad guy, and just does what he says he's gonna do.
Here
or
I was
just,
again,
you know,
with all hell breaking loose around me, standing
just
over another
do it.
dead
Stop
girl I had been trying
Screwing
to
around.
protect.